I completely agree with Idget's play. I just wanted to say that.
Oh.
Because Stranger Things is amazing.
Pure, she said Stranger Things is pure and wonderful. Hey, nerds, and welcome to The Gutter. My name is Steven. This is episode 39 of The Gutter Nerds podcast. This is also our season 1 finale. We began this Gutter Nerds crusade in January of 2017. It is now December of 2017, and we've come a full year. We will be celebrating our 200 plus followers on January 1st with a pajama party, Coco gaming stuff.
The 31st or the 1st?
The 1st.
I might actually have the 1st off.
On the 1st, that night.
I might have the 1st off.
We're gaming and stuff too.
Yeah,
right?
we'll play something. I don't know what yet. Maybe Jackbox or whatever. But it's been one full season. So join me tonight for the last time in 2017. Is Corporate Cal.
Hello, that is me.
Is Racy Rogue, Lauren.
Hi, guys.
Racy.
And is Byronic Commando, Chuck. Flip over that pillow just because I want to make sure that they see the other side of it too.
Dun, dun, dun.
And then look above your head. I have it in frame. Is it right?
No.
No. Something may need to be fixed on it. Or both hands may need to be fixed on it. Anyway, today we're going to be talking, just having a conversation about nostalgic gaming moments. But before I do, there is one last thing that I have to do for the third time and final time this year. I lost a bet, along with Just Gravy Baby, to the Red 6 to Golden Corral podcast.
You did it to us again?
It's just one. It was one bet that we lost.
This is part of the bet.
I want to hear it.
It was a triple.
Because while we're on air, we don't get to hear it.
That's true. You don't get to hear it. So we lost a bet to Red 6 to Golden Corral playing a game of speedrunners. So for the last time,
Stevo, you really shouldn't gamble.
Is it another one or the same one?
It's the same commercial.
Okay.
It's the same commercial.
Okay.
Today's episode is brought to you by...
Oh!
I don't know if it's the same.
This isn't the same
We
commercial.
can't push
That's
the
not
buttons.
the same commercial?
We can't push
That's
the
not the
there we
same
go.
commercial?
No.
I like that.
Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Well, no.
I made a huge mistake. That was Nick and Caleb from Red 6 to Golden Corral.
Well.
Huh. Oh, well. Here's actually... Today's episode is brought to you by...
Troy.
Butthole mouth. I don't think so. No way.
Are you sure?
Well, that doesn't even sound right at all.
We got a letter from our friends at the Gutter Nerds podcast.
They sent a letter? What does it say?
They're challenging the boys to a video competition to play speedrunners to see who is best. And they want to compete tonight in Texas.
Texas is their home turf, and you guys haven't played that game in months.
It gets worse. I can't go. I got a Lamaze class I take every Friday night. It helps me with my IBS. But you're going to have to do it alone.
But Caleb is the worst speedrunners player on our team. The absolute worst. And they're a gaming podcast. There's no way he stands a chance.
I can't let Red 6 down. But I haven't played this game in months. I'm the worst of us. Can somebody train me?
I'm not going to train him.
Oh no.
Is there no one in this cold, lonely universe that will train me?
I'll train you.
Yes.
So are you gonna train me?
Yes, I'm going to give you the training of your lifetime. The Elijah Bailey's challenge is going to happen right here, right now. Are you ready?
Anime schmanime!
And they're not even doing video games. They're just doing stupid workouts.
No, we just wanted to shoot a montage.
Wait, why is your beard black?
Oh, we shot this out of sequence. But anyways, I gotta go to the next scene.
Hey,
hey!
Nick Johnson here.
Caleb Haldane there.
Well, okay, we are the Red Six, the Golden Crown podcast.
We're a weekly nerd culture podcast that covers everything underneath the umbrella of nerd culture, including movies,
Video games,
music,
comics,
and sometimes awkwardly /fiction.
not just sometimes.
Yeah, uncomfortably a lot of times. So, be sure to check us out at our website, www.red62goldencorral.com, or you can also find us
On iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play. We drop an episode every Tuesday.
And if you're a real psycho, you can also visit our Facebook page at search for it on Facebook.
I'm sure. You can search for it on Twitter too, I think.
Yeah, So anyways, hope to see you balloon soon. That didn't make sense?
Nope.
Okay.
Very well done, Caleb and Nick. It's cool that they have flat screen TVs in Oklahoma now.
Oh,
So-
that's cool that they have internet.
You guys and everybody in chat, anybody who's still left after that travesty, what you been playing, Cal?
You know, I've been working so much, but today I got to play PUBG test server.
You did. So you got to experience vaulting and new map and all that
I've
stuff.
been doing that just for the past couple weeks, but yeah, it's still much fun.
Yeah.
Like new vaulting, dynamic scope is a ton of fun, and then also currently right now, League of Legends has the Snowdown event going on,
Very
which
cool.
is on the Howling Abyss, which is essentially their
They do Christmassy stuff, right?
Christmas stuff, and it's
I
on.
love it when they have Christmassy stuff in video games. Fortnite, we've been playing a little bit of Fortnite this weekend. Added some Christmassy stuff to it.
PUBG Lite over there, Fortnite.
It's a little bit
true.
deeper. It's a little bit deeper
It's
than
true.
PUBG
Eh.
in some respects.
You can build stuff.
You can build stuff.
Who cares?
The people
He
that
does.
like building stuff.
Oh, so wait, so are you about to start playing Minecraft too, Steven?
No,
Because they build stuff in Minecraft.
there's no last man standing in Minecraft.
Yet.
Well, good argument. What you guys been playing?
What have you been playing?
Oh, I've been taking a hiatus from a little bit of everything, and for me, I've been playing Evil Minds with my friends. It's like 7-Up, so you put your phone here, and it'll usually it's pretty dirty. It'll say Steveland Cleaner or Steveland Cleaner, whatever
Cleveland Steamer?
that, and they'll have to try and tell you what it is without actually saying the word, so it's really difficult.
yeah.
Because I don't know really dirty terms. So everybody's like, I don't know what the fuck that is, and we're playing in public.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, it's a blowjob, and everybody's like, oh no. We're just screaming.
Apparently there are Hunger Games style servers in Minecraft. So there you go. Yeah, if I had known that, I might have tried out some of those. What have you been playing, Chuck?
I just finished Tales from the Borderlands on Saturday.
Yeah, that was really fun, wasn't it?
That was fun. That was fun. But I had kind of a Kung Pao moment.
Yeah.
Or it was like, wait, if you're still alive and the Master too, then surely Wimplo, and he runs back to the body and Wimplo is still very much dead. Except the problem is Wimplo was replaced by one of my favorite characters in at least the Tales of Borderlands series.
Oh.
And so when they killed off 3 characters just to bring them back,
You wanted all of the rest of them to come back.
I wanted him to come back so hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, man. But yo, the finger gun fight, and then the epic kaiju battle.
Those are some of the best scenes in gaming.
Yeah.
Across the board, for sure. Apocalypse Zombie said he tried Skyrim VR. How was that? Tex Nerfer says Rogue Leader on GameCube, which is a really fucking good game.
It is. Our former Angry Cuddles host, Will Roth.
Yeah.
He owns Skyrim on VR.
Yeah.
And he says that it is a very disorienting experience.
Sure.
A very disorienting, especially if you try to strafe.
Oh, yeah. because your whole world just shifts. Because you strafe a lot in gaming, but not in life, right?
Yeah.
It's rare that you sidestep for a while.
Oh, dude,
right?
I sidestep every day at work.
That's part of the job.
Okay. Well, there we go then.
I have to do it too.
I don't find myself sidestepping.
Well, that's because you don't have a social job, man. You're
Well,
not out in public.
Yeah, but even like the times that I did, I can't
I
remember.
have a social job. I'm out in public.
There you go.
Well, fine.
And let's see. Jonathan has been playing his Super NES Classic.
Which means Donkey Kong Country you've been talking
What was funny?
about.
What was funny about
Right?
that?
You had to add classic.
Yeah, I'm happy that he has it, and I wish I had one.
I do too.
We gave ours away. Apoc says, it's weird as fuck. He panicked a bit when he went underwater. Only played about 40 minutes before giving in due to headache.
Huh.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So today's episode is about nostalgia gaming moments. We'll jump into topic here. Let me start by asking you guys, what is a game that you played as a kid that you still have feelings for? Like, you still either go back and play it periodically, or when you think about it, it gives you, and you guys in chat, please chime in. Think about a game you used to play that gives you some sort of fuzzy feeling.
I want to hear you two first, because most of the people in the chat room, if they've already been hanging around me long enough,
If they've watched the stream one time, they know
they
what they're gonna
already
say.
know what I'm about to say, and I know you already know what I'm about to say. So, yeah.
A game guy says he's been playing
Not
Killing
supposed to
Floor
hold your
2
breath in real life.
and Battlefield 1, and then he says EDF, which I think is his nostalgic game, where you think about EDF, it just sort of makes you happy.
Oh wow, Azom, you played the New Zealand story. Like that is almost quintessentially European SNES game, right? For the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. I can't remember which, but I know nothing about it because we never saw it.
Oh yeah. It just says Jak and Daxter and Kingdom Hearts. Is that either of those nostalgic for you guys?
Kingdom Hearts.
I'm a big fan of Kingdom Hearts. I like Kingdom Hearts.
Do you
I'm super stoked for 3 that's coming out. Finally coming out next year.
Is it?
Yes. There has been a lot of commercial. Don't fuck with my heart, guys. Don't fuck with me right now.
My heart's been broken enough.
Calico says Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening. You actually have some nostalgia for the original Legend of Zelda.
Yes.
I'm sure a lot of gamers do, but that doesn't
like this one. This one was one that I shared with my dad, and what I didn't realize was that when we were taking shifts back and forth playing this thing when I was 3 or 4 years old, I didn't realize that he was taking all of that time while he was looking for a job. He was unemployed the whole time he was playing The Legend of Zelda, and I only like a few months ago put all of that information together in my head, and I'm just sitting here like, wow, Dad, you used video games to help you pass time in between job interviews, and now I know precisely how that feels.
Let's see. Apoc said it was for the NES. Was the one that he was talking about.
Yeah.
Y-Wolf says same with Jak and Daxter and the original Spyro trilogy and Sly Cooper. So you were a PlayStation kid then, Y-Wolf, I think.
Hey-o.
Sounds like it.
Y-Wolf's turning into my favorite person right now.
That's
You're
fair.
just like me.
And you guys keep chiming in with stuff as they come to mind. Cal, can you think of anything like that you used to play?
Well, of course.
You have a lot of fond memories for.
No, I'm going to kind of go with Chuck, and also because you brought up the Zelda, of course. When my grandfather was still around, we used to play Zelda, and every time we were playing, it was with me, my brother, and my grandfather. And he would be like, burn that bush. And we'd be like, Grandpa, no, what are you talking about? Yeah, Grandpa already has a save with, like, everything unlocked, already done. He's like, burn that bush, kid.
It's kind of how it was
with
me and Dad.
Yes.
Like, he would go and pick me up from school, and on the way back to the house, he would be telling me, okay, so here are the things I found. I accidentally bombed the wall over here, and then suddenly there was a cave, and I walked in, and it was a money-making game.
Absolutely.
Or some shit like that. So people were like, okay, so I got to find this stuff. And then when I got the chance to play it on my own, I couldn't tell you how many times I ran out of bombs and how many times I had to walk back and forth between the screen. Because remember, the blue candle, you could only throw it once.
Yep.
And then you had to reset the screen until you get the red candle, and then you could throw it as many times as you want. So it was like, fuck, this is taking forever. Oh yeah.
Yep.
See, this is what happens.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles for Jonathan, for sure. Like, and a lot of the old platformers will sort of naturally carry a lot of nostalgia, especially for the probably 25 to 30 plus crowd.
Like us.
Things like
Mario
old
3.
Mario. I'm not saying it wouldn't for you.
I'm like,
saying
yeah,
it's more
okay.
I'm not saying it wouldn't for you. I'm saying it's likely.
Were you a big fan of Super Mario 3?
No.
Did you ever play Super Mario 3?
No.
Yeah, see.
But
I just wanted to make it known. It's like,
but that's
I
fair.
barely
Like,
hit that
they're
mark.
still available. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't miss your chance to play them at that point. But
to get the feels that we got for those games,
it all depends. It all depends on when it came across in your life
Yeah.
and what you've been going through. So, like, for me...
Game guy, fond memories. No lol, I guess.
No, right. Kirby on handheld, says Texas Nerf Herder.
That's a good one.
That's for sure. When I was like a kid, the Mario ones, and Sonic and stuff like that were ones for me. But I think Metal Gear Solid, I think the first one is the one that brings me the most nostalgia. Like, that was the first time that I had played a game that really affected me in some way. And so, like, on an emotional level.
Okay.
And so, anything Metal Gear sort of hits that button of that sort of takes me back, sends me back. Things like Morrowind, actually. I have a huge nostalgia thing for Morrowind. And I didn't even play it for the longest time. But my memories of it are I'd go over to my friends Sam and Glenn's apartment, and they would both be playing it at the same time on different TVs. And, like, we'd get iced in, and so I just watched them play Morrowind, like, for hours on end. Did you guys ever have a game when you were a kid that you would watch that you didn't really play? Or, like, an old gaming memory?
There's two games.
Yeah?
One was also an NES game. It was Maniac Mansion.
Yes!
Okay, so Maniac Mansion is a really, really difficult game. You select a party. It's who's the designer? The guy who did Monkey Island.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tim Schafer?
Yeah, he's the guy who created all the Monkey Island games, and he did the game Day of the Tentacle, which is the sequel to Maniac Mansion. It's just very intuitive, smart NES game. So I was always watching my brother play that game because I didn't get it. Like, that was a hard game.
There was a lot to get.
There's a lot
Like, Maniac Mansion was a much more nuanced and in-depth game than you would originally thought from a regular Nintendo game. It's like, oh yeah, I'm 6 years old. I'm gonna play this game with this really nerdy looking dude and this really cool guy with the shades and some kid with the Emilio Estevez look, and you plug it in and you're like, the action is so slow. I do everything with
And the
this
creepy
pointer.
dude in the basement.
I don't know what works. I don't know what doesn't. I'm supposed to use random objects on random objects. What the fuck am I doing? Like, it was confusing.
Jumping into chat, Apoc says he's 22 and his first console was the NES, so, it could happen at any time. Jonathan says Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door and also Pap Smear Mario. That's probably a joke. You guys are welcome to laugh at it. I thought it was funny. Jonathan, I liked that one.
I thought that was pretty gross. I'm not gonna lie.
When Calvin says your joke is gross, you know you crossed a
The
line.
Hook game on NES, Apoc says.
I actually agree with Texas Nerf Herder. One of my favorite memories of all time. My mother taught me how to play Pac-Man. I hated Pac-Man, but my dad taught me to play Galaga, and we would go to, I guess, like the mall arcades, and we would play Galaga for like hours on end, and my mom would go shopping. And so I was one of those kids that you would see at the big box arcades that had the leg twitch as they were trying to
as
go.
you're trying to do stuff,
and it was one of my best memories.
It just says Pokemon. Do you guys
Yes.
get
Pokemon
nostalgic?
Sapphire.
Handheld,
Believe it or not,
absolutely.
Pokemon Sapphire was the first Pokemon game I ever owned for myself. I never played a Pokemon game prior to that.
Scrub.
And it was
I'm just kidding.
it was one of the first two games that I bought for the Game Boy Advance. And I got it when I was a sophomore in college. And I remember some 15-year-old kid standing behind me in line at GameStop when I was buying these things.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you're getting a Game Boy, huh? Yep, I sure am. What kind of games you getting? Oh, just these. Pokemans? Yeah, Pokemon. I don't know what
Give me
you're
the
talking
shit.
about, kid.
Well, I
Punk-ass
think
kid.
I guess the last time we actually talked about Pokemon in the podcast, I actually added myself. It's like I had yellow, and it was on the regular color Game Boy, and I traded it with my friend, and I didn't know what I had. I was like 6.
No. I'm not hating on you.
Okay.
I'm
No,
hating
no,
on
no,
him,
no.
who's got the judgy look on his
Yeah.
face. As
No,
he
because she was
decides.
about to say the regular Game Boy, and then she addressed the
I-
regular
the color, the
I
regular
did.
Game Boy
And
color,
she almost
as opposed to
stopped
all the
for
other
it.
That
colors.
one makes
Because I
sense.
was like,
Fixed it because I knew Calvin was. If
I was like,
anybody's gonna do Calvin,
regular.
No.
Apparently, if you miss the slightest technical variation of what you mean,
He's worse
Calvin's
than I
gonna
am.
jump right at you.
It's like a.
Why we've also mentioned
I almost said
Gauntlet
regular. You're
and
absolutely right.
Gauntlet Dark Legacy,
Medieval on PS1 also.
Gauntlet Dark Legacy, I dare say, is the best in the series by far. And
Yeah.
it did a really good job of drawing people in, both in the arcade and in the console versions. It really did. It felt like you were playing. It was almost as good of a 4-player experience in arcade as the original Ninja Turtles, which is also a hardcore nostalgia.
Yeah, that one's
bit
hard
for
as
me.
shit. Battletoads.
Yes. Yes.
Not
Yeah.
really. I didn't really get into Battletoads until late into my
Battletoads
NES
is
career.
That
amazing.
sounds really familiar. What?
It's a side-scrolling game where you're
Who made it? Sunsoft?
Trade West.
Trade West.
where
Yeah,
you're
Trade West and
They're
Rare.
Rash, Zit, and
Zits and Pimple.
Pimple. Zits and Pimple are the
Pimple
three
was- I think-
toads, and they're like really skinny legged, and they have these buff ass upper bodies.
and when they hit,
and
they
it's a
turn
brawler.
and they turn into like different things. Like it'd be like a spiked ball for his punch.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
The
and you kick.
their tackle attack. They do a flying headbutt and then they grow like massive mountain lion.
You're a Battletoads.
and those the jet portion of the
fuck
game where you
those,
had the
man.
Gokus, like, some of the hardest shit ever. And I get how I get upset at Mega Man 9. It's the same feeling I have with Dark Souls. I know you'll jump at me, but
no.
just
Oh.
but hear me out.
I get you.
When I'm getting frustrated with it, I'm learning and I'm progressing. Maybe not progressing literally in the game,
Yeah.
but I'm learning about
You're
how
progressing
to
mentally.
Yes, mentally.
Yeah.
And in Battletoads,
There's
none of that shit.
No.
It's just some stages just go hello, and that's what happens to you.
Oh yeah.
Fighting games were also a big thing for idiots. My dad, brother, and I
Derpy!
would all go to the arcade in the theater an hour before the movie started and just play away. Tekken, Street Fighter, Soul Calibur, and Hello Derp.
My parents kept telling me that we never had enough money for me to do that.
The arcades?
And I think half of it was because they were right, and the other half of it was because they were afraid that if they gave me like an hour's worth of money, I would just sit out there and play video games all day.
miss the
Which
fucking
they have
movie,
They
right?
have a point. I remember going to a skating rink for like my 12th birthday.
Yeah.
And my parents expected me and all of my friends and everybody to skate. And instead, I think I burned like $10 worth of quarters on Sunset Riders.
So I have a sort of a memory also of arcades. My friend Mark and I would go to like Cece's Pizza, and we'd go to the Area 51 cabinet, and sometimes it was the Maximum Force cabinet.
The Simpsons.
That's a different thing.
It's still there.
Oh yeah, I mean but like Simpsons, Ninja Turtles, and X-Men
Wait,
were a similar thing. But
Yeah.
Area 51 and Maximum Force were the light
Yes.
gun games. And so what we would do is we wouldn't play 2-player. We would take turns putting in from each gun and John wooing our way through the fucking game. And it was those were good.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun.
You bring it up. I'm going to ask everybody in the chat room if you have experience on this as well. I want you to chime in. Which one was the better one, The Simpsons or Ninja Turtles?
Do you want to include X-Men in that too, or just those two? Do you want to compare?
I would.
You know what?
I
I'll
would
put the-
heavily fight for X-Men.
I will put the 4-player X-Men in.
Okay, because
Because
I
there was
feel
the
like X-Men
6-player
takes
cabinet.
it hands down.
Yeah.
That
for
was
sure.
an entirely different experience.
But those, like, I played the shit out of it too, and on NES and in the arcade. Derps actually had an Area 51 little note. Kill the first 3 humans, unlock Alien Hunter mode. I remember that now that you've said it.
Huh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, did you guys ever play Area 51
Of course.
in the cabinet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so here's a question for you then, and everybody in the chat here. It's snowing outside. You're locked. You can't go anywhere. You're gonna boot up a game. What are you booting up?
Last of
You're
Us.
locked in. You're gonna boot up a game to sort of play
Do I have internet or no
essentially
internet?
through. Yeah.
Well,
This answer has changed for me over the years.
Last of Us.
Last of Us.
Last of Us?
Why?
Because this time of year, assuming Texas ever freezes,
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be cold
Every
this
now and again.
weekend.
freezing where you can't go to work type isolation. I want Last of Us because
There
it
is a
has
difference.
all the seasons, and especially that one part in winter where you're trying to maneuver around the
yeah, that part's
guy,
really good.
and it's like all fiery and shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, You said yours has changed, Chuck. What's
Yes.
changed about yours?
Once upon a time, it was Baldur's Gate for the PC. Like, it was one of those ones where I just sat down and I just kind of lost myself. I would create a new game with a new character and just go until my guy died. And now it's Stardew Valley, where it's just something where I can once again just lose myself.
Just sort of go in and do the experience. First of all, good night, APOC. Please do get some sleep.
Yes.
Yeah. What about you, Cal? And I'll get to chat after you.
That's fine. If I'm left to my own devices and I don't have the internet,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going with Castlevania Symphony of the Night,
Nice.
or I have two more, or Final Fantasy Tactics,
Okay.
or Super Mario RPG.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice, rounded
Those are
out.
good.
All right, and then if you magically get your internet back, what are you playing?
I'm gonna be playing League or PUBG.
Of course. How dare I ask that question? I
mean,
should have known better.
Mine, if it's snowing outside, or like if I'm like at home locked, winter's out there, my nostalgic winter game is Shenmue. It really makes me want to play Shenmue.
When you getting that Shenmue 3 or whatever?
Oh,
About
I don't
the
know.
time you get
Where are they
Kingdom Hearts
fucking
3?
yeah, about the same time. Game Guy does say it did snow down yonder.
Yeah, it snowed in the
Okay,
place
wait.
where it normally doesn't
I
snow.
want to point out, Game Guy is still more north than we are.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He's
No.
way the hell
No.
south.
Super south.
He's
I
a little
thought he was
south
from
of
Oklahoma.
Jonathan and Alicia.
No?
Oh, see,
No, he's South Texas.
He's
we
like
learn new
extra
stuff every day.
south.
I didn't know that.
Wolf says Last of Us is one of those games he'd love to replay on stream if we got a capture card. Yeah, if you want to cry in the first, and we may have a podcast about crying games late
Yes.
next year because
Not that crying game, but games that make you cry.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Derp says Diablo 2. Probably had 1,000 hours in it. It was nuts. I think he had another one too, so I'm going to try and roll up in chat here. He mentioned Borderlands.
I've seen Breath of the Wild in there from Nerfherder.
Breath of the Wild from Texas Nerfherder. Yep. JB says he'd go Metroid Zero Mission. Really? Not that that's like a bad game, but that's a surprising one to me.
Okay.
Lithic, welcome.
Lithic Goose.
Lithic Goose, welcome.
Roll
Why the hell would I
Tide.
live up there next to those losers?
I mean, he's got a good
Shots
point.
fired at Red 6. Anyway, yeah, so Shenmue 3 I hope comes out, but when it's cold outside, I have this urge to play Shenmue.
When it's cold outside for me, or when it's actually snowing, I actually have an urge to go outside and enjoy it because it never fucking happens around here.
No, yeah.
I have a question
Yeah.
because as the podcast, we do this a lot, but like we don't really get together with the rest of our friends and do game nights anymore. So, do you guys have a memorable friend like co-op?
Oh, yeah.
Zelda.
That's a fantastic. Yeah.
Zelda.
What, you guys, and it just says Gears of War. I do go through the series every other year. That's a good answer too. But that's a fantastic question. So think about like LANs you've done,
got one.
get-togethers you've done. So
I can name like
ours
6 off the top of my head.
probably the biggest one for me is Halo Combat Evolved. I would go to my friend Jason's house and we'd get 4 Xboxes. We'd get 16 motherfuckers and we would just go.
You'd folk mothers.
Oh, no. But we would do the 16-player LAN and we'd create our own game types and we would play for 8 hours. Yeah. Just all through the night. It was insane.
awesome.
And like it's so that feeling is what I want back whenever we do game day, where we, like everybody come over, bring a system or PC or whatever you want.
As much
We're
Mountain
just
Dew as
gonna
you can
sit,
afford.
just whatever you do, just sit around and
Code
play
Red has
games.
to come back for that.
Like Mountain Dew, Code Red. Code Red's around.
Code Red's
No,
still
I-
around. So
it
is
was-
Game Fuel. You go to Arby's, you can get Game Fuel.
Now,
We do Halo 1 lands on PC. That's cool.
Yeah.
That was a game that was brought up earlier here in chat. Was the fighting games that were brought up by
Idjits? The
Idjits.
fighting games?
Yeah, the fighting games. So me, John, Eric Detweiler, and about 4 other people got obsessed with Soul Calibur 3, and we used to play that game a lot.
Soul Cal.
So,
Hey, Captain Fat Bush. Welcome. What's up? Dick
And
pics
I'm
forever.
still good at that game.
that.
I'm all out. I'm all out. I already sent them all out. Captain, I'm sorry.
Ignore him.
So I already sent them all out.
Here's a story.
Fighting game story?
Yes, a fighting game story. In fact, I think about Soul Calibur 3.
Yeah.
Those of you who have watched our GTA stream or the Enter the Gungeon highlights most recently, you are already aware of Sam. back when Sam and I were still trying to get together, one day I came over to their apartment and they were playing Soul Calibur 3. I'd never played it before. I decided to get into it, and I just started randomly wrecking Sam's ass. Like, I would pick, not Yoshimitsu. Who was Mitsurugi. I would keep playing Mitsurugi, and somehow I would just keep destroying Sam. Every opportunity. And you just... How does he do this?
Is that Whitney's mom in chat? I just realized that might be Whitney's mom in chat. Sorry, keep going. So you destroyed him in Soul Cal 3, and that fighting game brings you like a bit of a nostalgic
as
thing.
Soon as somebody mentions
Soul Cal?
Soul Calibur 3, the first thought I have is my
Sam.
very first experience playing
Yeah.
Soul Calibur 3, and suddenly I'm a fucking master at it.
I played the first Soul Cal on Dreamcast with Sam a lot in college. That was one that I did a lot.
I'm gonna ask the
as far
stupid
as-
question, guys.
Yeah.
Dreamcast was like the pre-GameCube cube
It was
system, right?
Sort of. It was white, and is it sitting over there, Chuck? Is the Dreamcast in there?
Yep.
Because I know what it is. It's just I don't remember
Like
seeing
what
it.
generation
Yeah.
it came in? It was right before the PS2.
This one was
And
built
GameCube.
in
99.
1999.
Yeah, that should have been
I was-
99.
God.
Okay, yeah, it looks like a PlayStation. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like
feel-
a PlayStation?
It looks like a.
It looks like a
Fuck it.
PS1.
It looks like
the
the
gray
PS1.
PS1 or
I
the
still
old
have my
PlayStation
PS1.
were gray.
Yes,
they
it
were
does.
top loading.
Because
it had buttons on each
it's
side.
a little longer.
Yeah.
Yes. It had the circular disc, and then it had bigger on the side. Thank you, Steven.
I'm with you.
Maybe it's because the job that I had at the beginning of this year,
sure.
where I had to stare at these things all day, 5 days a week, but
Hey, Chuck.
no.
Chuck, I'm glad we're on the same page, but this goes also on my advanced thing, the Game Boy Color comment I made earlier.
All right, you know what? I was
I
going to
caught
let that
myself
one
I know,
slide.
no.
But
I'm just
this-
saying, I agree. I don't think it's...
Anyway, my memory of Friends is, because I'm so much younger than all of you, is Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Snap.
Okay.
And I never played it. I always watched my friends play it. And like so badly I keep seeing like memes of shit where Lickitung eating all the sushi, and I'm like, I remember that. Or where Jigglypuff's like, I'm in 4th grade, Jigglypuff, how dare you think I can remember 26 lines of memory and all this bullshit. So I would have loved to play it, but I love to watch
people
it.
just yelled Pokemon Snap at like one after the other. They're all chiming in for your Pokemon Snap.
Your people.
I got you.
Your people.
They like me.
Yeah.
Unlike
for
you people.
For good reason. Yeah.
Jesus.
Calvin's taking every advantage to be an asshole today.
Whoa!
No. To his credit, he didn't yell at me. Chuck yelled at me more about the Gamecast PlayStation 1
I totally see where you're
comment.
coming from.
Yes.
If you didn't have one like in your house,
Yeah.
if you didn't have both of them at all times, seeing each one for the first, seeing one, and then
You'd compare it
a
to
few
the
months
other.
later seeing the other one,
You would
I totally
absolutely
get where
compare
the,
it, yeah.
the crossover comes from. But the Lithic said something up there that I wanted to get. The Rock Band and Guitar Hero nights.
Ah.
Did you
Endless
guys-
set list, my friend.
What was your? Do you have any music game nostalgia?
God,
or is it all?
no, I would burn it
You
to the
didn't.
ground.
I remember
Finally-
handing you the mic at some because you'd get some of the get-togethers and you just be like, nah.
Yeah, no. I'm not
See-
I'm not a... that's why I don't like doing karaoke. I can't sing well. I'm not musically talented. And
You
to me,
can.
a rhythm...
If you would try.
I think
just
you
a-
could.
You
I've
really
heard
do.
you- I've heard you
Yeah.
sing a bit.
I've seen you on stage once.
I've seen you do a couple
and it was
things that
actually
went
pretty
well.
good.
That's
Yeah,
when
you
I'm
did good,
wasted.
No, please.
I have to get really drunk to karaoke, because no.
And Derp says something that saved him on a 20-hour flight from Atlanta to Hawaii. Pokemon Red versus Blue. It took 15 AA batteries to get through it on one flight. Never slept. Never slept. Good job, Derp.
Proud of you.
Well,
Yeah,
Guitar
any
Hero
other
2.
like get-togethers, LANs, things like that.
Guitar Hero
Risk.
2 is actually what kept me from getting a PS3, because I played Guitar Hero 2 so much for my PS2 that I didn't need
You didn't
the
need the
3.
new system
I didn't
because
need
you
it.
were just gonna
I was
play
just
it.
gonna play it, and I almost killed it. So
I killed a PS2 with Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
I also remember finally beating the first Guitar Hero on medium. and playing Bark at the Moon, and I was right there at the end of the song, and I failed on literally the last note.
That's guitar breaking, drunk Billy Joe Armstrong.
I legit
slamming
went.
it.
I dropped the thing. I was sitting there playing, and then I watched. It was like, oh shit, I'm gonna do it, and then it failed. It was like,
You know, I imagine that's exactly what he looked like.
no,
too.
it was exactly how I looked like. I was like a foot and a half away from my TV, going, what the fuck?
And thank you for the audio note, game guy. Jonathan says Civ 4 at the Horny Valero. They would get together and do Civ 4. And I never played Minecraft, but the guys would come over and play Minecraft together at the house sometimes.
I remember Zelda, dude.
Oh, yeah. Let's describe Zelda.
What anniversary was it? The 25th or the 30th or something?
It was
like
somewhere
that?
around the 25th.
But
somewhere.
it was one of those milestones, and he decided to have a little get together where each person would bring a different Legend of Zelda game, and we would play it for as long as we could, and we called it Zelda. I brought my Super Nintendo that I got for Christmas in 1995. I brought the TV on which I had been playing Nintendo games since I was like 4 years old. And I played Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, which is still my favorite game in the series, by the way. Haven't played Breath of the Wild, so
I do get Link to the Past
yourself.
nostalgia.
Oh, hardcore.
Sense of
like
whatever.
When Link Between Worlds came out, like I was like, I need this game, and I was like, I think I was the only person that actually wound up finishing their game that night. Everybody else was like, "Fuck, man."
Well, like I was playing
anymore.
Wind Waker, and like
Wind Waker's long.
That's a long ass game, dude.
Wind Waker is long, and
Breath of the Wild you could finish in a day.
Yeah,
easy. Yeah,
I've seen people that said like they could finish it in like 20 minutes.
What?
If you just go, I mean, theoretically, you could just go straight to Ganon, Calamity Ganon, and fight him.
I guess
with a stick or something. It takes some hard.
I think I think with some like Souls mentality.
Need some good dodging.
Some good dick dive and dodge. I said dick twice.
You did that this morning too.
We had a couple of Rock Band and Guitar Hero stuff. The intro to Hot for Teacher on Expert, says Lithic.
That was
Derp
crazy.
says, I killed a Guitar Hero controller when I missed a 1,000 note streak. 10 away. He was at 990 because the battery died. The controller shall rest in Valhalla.
How did you kill that guitar? I want details.
Was it Rockstar guitar bashing?
Was it baseball bat across the knee?
Or was it like cold and calculated, like you took it out to the
or did you do like
Office Space it?
Yeah.
Did you like I saw it in a movie once. The dude picked up a skateboard, just went bam and broke it in half with his fist.
Oh, and it was apparently Lithic and Derp that through the fire and flames was what.
Yeah, I want to hear Game Guy's take on all this because I'm sure he's just sitting back there going, plebes.
Oh, Captain Fatbush. First of all, thanks for the follow. Oh, it was before we went live. So thank you. Thank you for the follow. Muchas gracias. Derp says, straight to the end, you could beat Far Cry 4 in 15 minutes if you're patient. Yes,
I actually wrote a piece about that.
Yep, you wrote a bit about that. But Captain Fatbush says, finished in just 2
Oh my
and 5
god.
hours. Yeah.
He had multiple rifle rounds shot through it.
Oh, it was a 762 by 39 rounds, multiple rounds.
Damn.
So you executed it.
Fucking firing squad.
Okay, let me paint you another picture. You're back at home. You're a kid, whoever you lived with, parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, whatever your situation was.
Okay.
You're a kid. You're living at home. What game are you playing? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Mario 3.
Donkey Kong or Mario 3?
Donkey Kong.
Yep. Super Mario 3 or Donkey Kong?
And Mario 3 for you, Chuck?
Oh yeah, easily.
I remember
Mario 3.
renting Mario 3.
Buying
you,
Mario
Lauren,
3.
you're
I
a
got it
kid.
for Christmas.
Game Boy Color.
Game Boy
Super
Color?
Mario Brothers.
Oh man, the Marios on Game Boy are underrated.
It's about to happen. It's about to happen.
You're gonna have a baby?
Almost. Derp and I had a real long conversation about guns during my Wolfenstein stream. And we all know how much a resident gun nut game guy is. I've been waiting for this conversation to happen right here. They're talking about guns. Guys, keep it up. Keep it up. I want to hear this.
Yeah. Cool.
That's got really.
Have fun.
Don't worry about them. They don't get it. They don't get it.
I see now, because when Game Guy said basic AK, and I thought he said basic ARC at first. And I was thinking, I do feel a little nostalgic for ARC. Me and Jonathan and Sam played that game for a while.
Didn't you guys kill each other?
You tried to rope me into that game.
Yeah, we tried to rope Cal in.
And I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
You don't like building things. It takes too long. You don't like building things for the same reason that Steven doesn't like reading things.
Well, that's probably an accurate statement, but you are a competitive gamer, and so if the thing you're not doing is competitive, you lose interest in it, for the most part. Not universally.
Yeah.
There are single-player games and stuff you like.
Yeah.
But generally, and there are games, that go outside my normal as well. But yeah, the reading stuff, like if I get a codex or like a wall of text for a mission.
Or a text message.
Off it goes.
You don't have any interest in those either, do you? You just like skip it. I want to.
That doesn't spawn your
Quit
text.
trying to seduce Derp.
Why start trying to seduce me because it's working?
Quit trying to seduce her. Them.
Speaking of off topic, what, Jonathan? Speaking of off topic, go ahead. So,
turtle trying to get off its back.
If he would just bend a little bit, he'd be fine.
What the Super Mario that you played on Game Boy or Game Boy Color or whichever one it was it Super Mario Land? Was that the name of the?
No.
The Game Boy series was Land.
It was it was Super Mario Brothers.
Okay.
There was no land to it. It was a clear casing, and I mean that was the coolest part about the game because I was like, I want that one because I could see the casing, and it was just your. I'm assuming it's your standard leveling system for Mario. So you play 1 through 4.
Yeah.
4 was always the dungeon with Bowser.
Yeah.
And your princess is in another castle. You play 2 through 4. You play level 2, 1 through 4, and then 3, 1 through 4, 4, 1 through 4.
I was trying to remember the specific title and if I had played that one, and I don't know if it was just like because they put the original like Super Mario Brothers on Game Boy Advance, I think. Do you guys have any handheld nostalgic memories like
Wario Land?
Yoshi's Island.
Wario Land, Yoshi's Island. Start Wario Land. Why?
Because it was an awesome Game Boy game.
How old were you? Where were you when you were playing it?
It was probably, I don't know. When did that game come out? Chuck?
Wario Land?
Yeah.
Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins?
The Wario Land Game Boy game?
It gives GBA, right?
I'm thinking Game Boy.
It's Game Boy.
I thought you were saying WarioWare.
No.
Wario Land. Okay. Got it.
Have you ever played that game?
Derp says something that's nostalgic for him is the time he made it to Star Road. And Captain Fatbush says, I play Ark and it's a love-hate relationship. Yes. Yeah. That's 100% what happened. We played it as a group, and then during a Thanksgiving event, a wild turkey destroyed Sam's boat, weapons, gear, and everything he owned. And so Sam...
Rage quit.
Fuck, I'm done.
Yeah.
What game?
Ark.
You can
wild
lose.
Turkey?
He's one of those guys that if he's forced to start over again, he's just like, fuck it, I don't want to do it anymore.
Well,
there's a certain amount of that I understand.
With Ark, wasn't like JB gone and then JB's stuff was the only ones not touched? Like it was
a lot of
yours,
shit happened.
Sam's,
A lot of shit happened in Ark. There's a whole that's a fucking soap opera.
Will is a goddamn instigator.
We had a thing. We had a base. We were on the side of a mountain. There were some nearby other tribes, and we were sort of cool with them. We didn't bother them. They didn't bother us. Will tries to join our tribe. He goes around stabbing dinosaurs randomly that belong to other people.
I think I was with Will at that point in time.
He comes back to our base, and people come to our base and start attacking, and we're like, hey, I thought we were cool. And they're like, yeah, well, this character that's in your tribe was, like, destroying our shit. And so Sam had to go out and, like, talk to them, and he had a diplomacy with them.
You left Sam to do the diplomacy
He
check?
actually did it really well.
You left our Sam Bourgeois.
He did.
Bouge nasty.
And he went and did it, and he created a temporary... And so what we had to do was we had to take Will's naked body out onto the mountainside and throw rocks at it. That was the thing that we
literally stoned him.
We just drug him out.
Him.
Just beat him.
Oh my god.
As punishment. That was punishment. You know what drives me nuts about
At least me.
he's an Xbox main, and I mean, we all play on everything. The systems that we play main are
I'm the only gamer.
Yeah, but like we have a tendency to play on Xbox. You have a tendency to play on PS4. But if given an Xbox, you play on it.
Absolutely.
I play on my Xbox and PS4. Calvin's mainly PC.
But I play on my PS4.
But you play on PS4, and
I don't. But
Chuck plays on PC all the time too.
the only reason I say that is because I don't have a PC. I have an Xbox 360, but I can't co-op with any of y'all. I have a PlayStation 4, but because of my current TV situation, I can't really play.
Oh,
so
Jonathan did the diplomacy. Jonathan went out and did that.
A little more
That
sense.
makes a lot of
More
sense.
sense. Sam would just go out murdering them.
HP Draz, first of all, welcome to the gutter.
You just
Pitfall on
get out there
Atari
and start
2600.
Screaming at people. Ooh,
How do you feel about that? Thank you
nice.
for the
touch.
host, Y Wolf.
Nice touch.
I don't have Atari memories because NES was where I began.
Yeah, I don't have.
I did
that.
begin in NES as well. I have no.
I've had my hands on an Atari before.
I don't think I have.
Touched an Atari. Chuck and I got our hands on a Nintendo PlayStation.
Nintendo PlayStation.
A Nintendo PlayStation last summer. That was
I
pretty
even
cool.
played for it a little bit.
Yeah.
It was nice. Like,
Is there?
I really wish that we got the multicolored buttons on the Super Nintendo controller. We got the boring ass
gray and purple. Yeah. So last question then. Is there a genre that particularly stokes your nostalgic feels? Like something that you sort of immediately fall into, that you sort of inherently understand? For me, it's stealth games.
RPGs.
Like Styx, when I played that. When I played Deus Ex for the first time, not Human Revolution. No, yeah, it was Human Revolution on 360. That was the one on 360, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I had never played it before, but I felt like I already knew it. So is there a type of game that you guys immediately just sort of go for? And in chat as well, please chime in. Chuck, what'd you think?
RPGs. Easily. Like
RPGs, like
almost every answer to the question that you have asked has been an RPG of some form or another. Legend of Zelda, Baldur's Gate, to a certain extent, Stardew Valley.
You consider Legend of Zelda an RPG?
An action RPG, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it definitely leans more on the adventure than it does the RPG aspect, but yeah, I would put those in there. And to answer your first question, for those of you who haven't known me long enough, my answer, like the one game that I continually go back to, and I will continue to go back to, is always and forever Earthbound.
That is the game that holds the most amount of nostalgia per capita.
The most amount of nostalgia,
For you.
the most amount of emotionality, like that game is a piece of my soul.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term.
Lithic says shooters. What was your first shooter, Lithic? What was the one that you played that
R-Type
you
3.
went... I think he means first-person shooters.
Maybe.
But what was the one that really got you? And Derp asks a Star Wars question, and we will be having a Star Wars podcast in a few weeks. If you guys want to talk in chat, no spoilers. I will time you out if you spoiler. I'm not kidding. So don't. But if you guys want to have an off-chat conversation about the Star Wars question that Derp has, go right ahead. Derp says his soul belongs to Diablo 2.
Okay.
So is there a
I'll
game,
give you-
is there a genre that you particularly love, have nostalgic feelings for? Is there a game that you feel like has your soul?
Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, and Tactics. Tactics has always had my soul.
So PlayStation era Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, the original PlayStation era Final Fantasy. I mean, I loved those games. Like,
Yeah.
if I go sit in a room and I have hours and I have nothing to do, I mean, I dumped 99 hours into Final Fantasy Tactics alone. Easily.
Sure.
Trying to unlock everything, get all the bosses, level things up, do the game right, try and, like, 'cause you have to go back and level, do everything. Final Fantasy 8, until my brother ruined my save, was one of my favorite Final Fantasies
Oh my
of
god.
all time. Like, yeah.
We should talk about save games at some point too, because we have a few save game stories.
And then, of course, you can't go wrong with Final Fantasy 7. You just really can't. But no, those were just.
That's
all-
fair. And a lot of people get the Final Fantasy 7 nostalgia too. What about you, Lauren?
My soul is Alice Madness Returns.
Yeah.
Just because it resonated with my personality and everything so well. I guess it would be sci-fi first person. just because like I love Fallout 4, I love Infamous Second Son, I loved Alice Madness Returns, I love The Last of Us, and I guess that's what that category would be.
Like third-person action games.
There you go. Yeah.
Halo 2 was the first FPS that Game Guy played. The first-person shooter I ever played, I think, was Duke Nukem 3D. And I mentioned this in a podcast not too long ago. I had to dial in with a modem to play, multiplayer with Duke Nukem 3D. Lithic says, time invested. Modern Warfare 1, and the most nostalgia is Modern Warfare 2, the No Russian mission. And that mission probably fucked a lot of people up. Like, that's a tough mission. That's a hard thing to play and a hard thing to watch. So I can absolutely understand that. Captain says also Call of Duty World War II. Oh, Call of Duty World War II, interesting. And Halo.
Halo you can't go wrong with.
Halo can't go wrong.
You can't ever go wrong with Halo.
Halo's a solid-ass game.
Solid game.
Even the bad Halo games are good, like, in terms of gaming. Solid. What?
You haven't played Halo?
No, I just, after that one Halo podcast we did, I was like, I'll try Halo. And I played like 20 minutes of it. I'm like, why does everybody love this fucking game?
Really?
I fucking hate it. Yeah.
Which game? The first Halo?
I think I played the first Halo.
Huh. That breaks my heart right in fucking two.
Well, allow me
You got
to
him.
break those halves and further halves because I kind of agree with her.
I think
We got a Halo half. We
Okay,
have a non-Halo
hold it.
half.
That's why I sit over here.
That's okay.
This is
Hold
why
it.
I sit on this side of the couch.
Hey, Deadeye, welcome! Welcome to the gutter. Coming in under the wire as we wind down the season finale.
I've also been told
Yeah.
that if I played the later Halo games, I would like it more. I played the first one and I only played 12
I don't
minutes.
know.
I don't know. They don't really change a whole lot.
Not much.
There's not a lot of change
Just
other
a
than
little
some
bit.
graphic
Dual-
fidelity.
Dual wielding.
But
Yeah.
especially my game preference, I prefer to go with the storyline, have something kind of inset, and I feel like Halo didn't have that
You
for
didn't
me.
like the.
Master Charles never played ODST. ODST might be the Halo game you like if you don't like Halo. Because it's not, haha, aliens, shooty, shooty, shooty. It's more like, I'm lost, noir style, figuring out sort of, it's still Halo at its core. But the tone is more noir. It's got a noir jazz soundtrack.
And you're a lot more vulnerable.
You are not a super soldier.
Did we say hi to Deadeye yet?
I think we did say hi to Deadeye.
If
I
not,
wasn't
hi,
sure.
Deadeye.
Hello.
Hello.
But yes, we're glad to have met you too.
If I get an Xbox One, I will give Halo another shot. But I have to get an Xbox.
We could, I mean, I'm gonna have us, the four of us, I think, play through some Halo 2 after Chuck and I finish Halo 1. Which, shit, we need to do
Yes, we do.
in general.
That sounds fun.
Who am I missing?
Captain Fatbo
GoldenEye.
says GoldenEye.
Yes, and there's actually a shitload of nostalgia that goes in with GoldenEye
Oh, yeah,
too.
there's a lot of
That's
GoldenEye, a lot.
That was one of my 12-hour gaming days. That and Battlefield 1942 were the two games that I played for 12 hours consecutively. And that record stayed until like 4 years ago, when I played Assassin's Creed Black Flag for 16 hours straight.
What the hell?
Yeah,
Why?
I did.
Because
Sam
it
said
was fun.
Diablo 3.
Get yourself on a boat and go have a naval battle, man.
Diablo 3 is good.
Oh, good night, Lithic.
Did anybody play
Good night, buddy.
Hunter the Reckoning for the
Yes.
Xbox? That I dumped a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
time.
yeah.
A lot of time.
I never
on it.
played it, but
You would love it.
I think I would. Oh no, wait, maybe I did.
It's killing hordes of
Shit, I
zombies.
sort of don't remember. What about Left 4 Dead? Have you ever played Left 4 Dead with
I
Peter?
have. In fact, that was the first game we played together.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Does that carry like any emotional weight with you?
Now it does, because not this past weekend, but the weekend before, when I wasn't here, I was in New Orleans, and he showed me like when it's like the stairs up to the park. That park isn't actually there.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really interesting because it's actually backwards. Like if those stairs were leading up to that park, you would just have to mirror it, and then there's the park. But
that's
it's really
awesome.
cool because it was one of the things we did together. So yeah.
Trexus for Bouge Nasty says Chrono Trigger, which is one of those that I played much later, and because I didn't have the nostalgia, when I went back and played it, I was like,
I don't
Okay.
get it.
okay, fine.
And
Derp says I demand a guest spot. Well, Derp, we'll figure something out. I'm not against guests.
If you can afford to move from Atlanta to Denver, then I'm sure you can afford
To swing by DFW for a bit.
Yeah.
And
we could
you
Skype
should
them in,
also
maybe.
bring us presents
Possible.
if you guest star.
Yeah, we like cakes.
Gummy worms.
Cookies,
Gummy worms.
gummy bears.
So guys, this is the last episode of the year. So, first of all, I'm going to hand out for the final time, and this is something that we did throughout the year and have pulled back. We pulled back on.
It's water.
We used to do.
Just checking.
We used to do a toast at the end of every episode. We did that for a while. We actually still have these glasses. We don't have them for sale anymore, but you can earn them by redeeming nerd cred. So our loyalty system, you gain points by watching. If you're on PC, you can click the little thing on the overlay and see what your nerd cred is. And 2,000 points, I'll ship you a Gutter Nerds pint glass. But our final toast, and then this is the death of this segment officially. I want to toast our followers, our viewers, our subs, the Good Noodles, the Gutter Nerds, everyone, the Good Noodle Gang. That's the group. Yeah.
I'm just cracking up.
I want to toast all of you guys for doing this whole year with me since we underwent the trauma. And had to rename and rebrand.
We regenerated like Doctor Who.
We made it to the end of the year, and you're all still here. Like, we didn't have any crazy cast turnover. We didn't have, like,
almost
wacky shit. we did wonder about that Cal guy for a minute.
It's true.
If he was gonna. Who wins chat? You all win chat. So I chose to the chatters, to the viewers, and to you guys.
I'm toasting to the 200 people that followed us. Like, the people that stuck around after the regeneration. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. And then thank you for getting the word out about our channel. Like, the reason why he's making such a big deal about 200 is we had roughly 200 followers when we were forced to rebrand.
And we'll tell the long story at the pajama party.
Yeah.
But we had to restart from scratch is the short version.
And yeah, we had to restart from scratch.
Oh, Game Guy says Angry Cuddles is under new management on Twitter.
Of course it is.
Hey, thanks for the cheer, Charles. Hey, that's his toast. And we love you too, Derp.
He is the future, not us.
Any final toasts from you guys?
I toast to literal toast.
To toast?
To toast.
That's so perfect.
I like how you're drinking water, toasting to...
And we normally did this with booze, but I didn't want to spring booze on these guys last second.
At least it's not butter, because then it would be butter with toast.
Toasting to a new year as well, because you know there's bigger and better things coming in the future for us and all of us, as well as the streaming community.
Yeah.
So lots of stuff coming, especially you're going to get to see all of us down in PAX
And
in the
I'm
new year.
I'm on the bleeding edge of a
promised.
$15 an hour job.
Woohoo!
So,
That's right.
like...
Bigger and better things for 2018.
Idjit, thank you so much for the cheer. Gosh, that means so. And Derp goes, catch a ride!
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, to you guys.
Yeah.
And you can, while these supplies are there, you can get these Gutter Nerds glasses by redeeming nerd cred.
Post.
Hydration.
If I checked last, one of you can redeem it right now. I think Trexus is the only one that could possibly redeem.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
With the I'm Lock Santa emojis. Wonderful. Thank you, guys.
We love cheers.
While folk are cheering, I'm going to put a command in the chat. And Game Guy with the
Getting in that action.
Get in on the action. Game Guy has been our mod. Game Guy was our first mod from the old name.
I just want to shake it.
And Game Guy has followed us through thick and thin too. So actually, Game Guy deserves another special bit of recognition for being with us for so long. He's been absolutely helpful, not only in like being a mod and joining us on streams and stuff, but kicking ass by helping out with PC builds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's where you can find the Good Noodle Gang community, of which Gutter Nerds is now a part. Click on that and you can see the other streamers. Some of them, you can almost always find a Good Noodle during the day playing. And if you guys are good noodles too, then you could be one.
I just want to point out that I think Game Guy is the only person in chat that every single one of us has met and hung out with for at least.
Haven't met him.
Really?
Yep.
I've met him.
You guys met him.
I met him for like 10 minutes.
I never met him.
I actually
was
hung out
things.
between him and Red Six. I hung out with
Hey,
him.
Callie K!
Yeah!
Thank you so much.
So, who's drawing today?
Go.
I drew last time because Peter and I won the makeup challenge.
That's true. and congratulations on winning the makeup challenge, by the way. Next year, we are going to do the reverse makeup challenge, where the girls have to paint the guys. Chuck, feel free
Peter
to draw.
won't, so I'll use Calvin.
I don't know if that's how this works.
I mean,
You don't want to be a good sport. What's it say? Oh, by the way, if you guys want to add a question to the fan can, you can also redeem nerd cred for that, or you can tweet us using hashtag FanCan, and we'll add it in here. We draw a random question at the end of the show, and then we answer it.
Yeah, what's in the box?
I feel like we already had that one.
I was
don't
hoping
think
for
so.
something a little bit cooler than this one.
We'll do it, and if we have time, we can do a second one.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
Oh, good question. Calvin, why is a raven like a writing desk?
Because it's always flapping around. I don't know.
Okay, it's always slapping around. What do you got, Lauren? Why is a raven
Like a raven's flapping, eating in your brain. I don't know.
like a writing desk?
Pass for now.
No, you're not. You're going to
What's
sit
the-
here and
what's
think
the
of an
first
answer
thing?
too.
The first thing I
First thing
can
that comes
think
to your
of,
head, yeah.
they're both dark and come from passionate backgrounds.
Okay, fantastic. That's a wonderful, wonderful answer. What do you think, Chuck?
I like that one.
Oh, good night, idiots. Thank you for coming by. We really appreciate it. Because it destroyed both with fires, escape guy.
Both are used to predict the future.
Okay. And I'll say that they both fly if you throw them out the window. There you go. And then we do have another follow-up that I wanted to pull because we so rarely get FanCam questions on Twitter. So I wanted to make sure I got this one in. This is from Cami Pie. It says, which one of you has the longest thumb? And that is a great question.
I think it's Calvin.
What do you think? Let me start here. I have little sausage fingers, so I don't think it's...
I think it's
have
Calvin.
little fucking stubby...
Yeah, let's do that. I
little
think it's
shit.
Calvin.
Okay, how do we measure? Calvin...
Look at my little ass.
Calvin has beaten me so far.
Yeah, I think it's Calvin.
Lauren as well.
Tiny.
Try
I'm
to
not beating
Try
you.
to get your...
Don't look at the nail. I am not beating you.
Here, hold on. Oh, wow. You
Yeah,
have a tiny
I have
little
a
thumb.
tiny thumb.
I think it's...
I still
Calvin and
Calvin.
Chuck are so
barely-
close. It's Calvin
It's
by
Calvin.
a hair.
Yeah.
Calvin by about, I would say, maybe 2 or 3 millimeters.
Mommy G, hello, welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the gutter.
Welcome.
We're measuring thumbs.
It's great.
Mom, can you help me with the thumbs?
You dropped the doctor.
Oh no. Doc 10. Put Tennant back. He's got to go.
Alonzi!
So,
It's loud as fuck.
there... we do have more streams coming up, but this is the last podcast of the year.
Professionalism!
Booge Nasty says, I have a dirty thumb. We know, Sam.
We know, Sam.
We know. We're all aware of your thumb habits.
You have a dirty Sanchez.
Oh,
Come on.
Dirty Sanchez. Like Dirty Sanchez.
But
But it's Sam. Hey, what's up? This topic is random, Mommy G. Yes, it is. You mean our topic? Yes, it is. We actually had a topic for the podcast, but we're doing Fan Can, which is
doing
random
thumbs.
questions. So
I have a little thumb.
that was shockingly small.
I didn't think I had that
You
far.
almost don't have
Here,
opposable
do this.
digits.
Do that.
Come here.
Oh, look how long my fingers are.
Your
though.
fingers are long, though. I'm just a
So you're
just
a
psycho.
bassist, not a
look.
pianist.
My goodness.
See?
Yes, Jonathan, we have
Look how
podcasted
little my
before,
thumb is.
and we try to have fun with it. That's our plan every week.
Dirty
to
Sam
have fun.
cheese, man.
Dirty Sam
God.
cheese.
My
It's even worse.
God.
The
The horror.
I guess I don't really like.
We just completely broke your line of
You
concentration.
did. I had a thing, and it was I don't remember what it was, but we will be back in 2018. The next sort of podcast crew theme will be New Year's Eve day at night, not New Year's Eve, but New Year's Day.
But at night.
New Year's Day, but at night. So you'll find it on our
Nighttime on New Year's Day.
social media. Is where is it? Right
the
over there.
first
You can follow us
in the evening.
in those, and you'll know when we're live. My name is Steven.
Calvin.
Lauren.
Chuck.
And we'll see you guys in 2018. Thank you guys for hanging out with us this
cute.
season. We will see you in January. We have a lot of stuff coming out. There's where you can follow some of the other members here. And
I
also,
knew you were gonna do it.
and also, I wanted to give a very huge, giant, enormous, special thanks to Sarah Nerdez Bernardez for
that's
helping
so
produce this whole
cute.
year.
That's adorable.
She busted her ass this whole
Yeah,
year
she really did.
with notes, with learning OBS, doing camera switching at the other apartment, helping with the YouTube channel and set up stuff there. She's been on the Until Dawn series. She's been on.
She's about to do Resident Evil 7.
She's been doing Resident Evil 7 with me. So my huge thanks to my
The Nerdez.
love in life and the Nerdez, who has made this show better.
Oh,
From like made our show universally better.
I'm gonna go get some insulin because I'm about to get
That was so
diabetes over
sweet.
here.
That's fine.
That was so
I'd
sweet.
give you diabetes if it meant I got to thank Sarah. So lots of love to you guys.
That's a cute picture too.
And yes, Shark did all this stuff. KR Shark, you can follow her there. She does do commissions. So if you
She's
need
wonderful.
icons or banners or Twitch graphics, hit Shark up.
Because she does great work.